Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins, going to move some crypto around for you guys, and as always, I'll do my very best to get to your questions and see if we can't answer them and troubleshoot your problems here live. So welcome everybody. I managed to put up the placeholder when I first launched the stream instead of me petting the cat. But a lot of people thought that was cute last week. But I usually like to give everybody about 4 minutes to filter in before I actually start talking and doing the live stream. So I think I pulled it off this week. I believe we got sound. Everything's okay. Happy Kentucky Derby Day. The Kentucky Derby will start right at 7, I believe. We visited Louisville back in 2021 on our way down to Texas, and we were just kind of enamored with the town of Louisville. We visited the Louisville Slugger Factory, the Muhammad Ali Museum, and we did go and check out the stadium where they hold the Kentucky Derby. I forget what they call that. I should know. But we had a great time in Louisville. But we've never witnessed the Derby live in person. That would be kind of interesting. But anyway, it's going to be fun tonight. I'm going to cover the news if you've never been in the stream. I've got some goodies to show you. Let's greet everybody and see how everybody's doing tonight. Let's see. What was that? That was weird. I heard something fall. God knows. I've been working on a rigs today, so anything's possible. Andreas is here. May have to cut out early, but glad you stopped by to say hello. Kenny is here early. Thank you again, Kenny, for the news, as always. Simon is here. Good to have you here. Mark Schlossberg from Slovakia. Mr. Miski. Refer Services. Who needs a crypto partner? We'll see. Hydro is here tonight. I've never seen you in the stream before, if you're still around. Max Digit Movies. Massive Muscle Inc. Interesting. Hans Hannah 350, who's also a fan of the Derby. E. Poston from Colorado. Gregory Whelan, who might have to cut out early. Fred McIntyre reminding everyone to smash that like. I appreciate it. HR by Catherine. Glad you were able to get Ledger Live installed on your computer. I referred you to one of my walkthroughs. I have a lot of walkthroughs. Not everybody, I don't know. I have thousands, over 1,000 videos, so I know it's like, have you done a video on this? But there are ways of finding them. You can search on my site, on the YouTube homepage. You can search videos that way. You can also like type the word CryptoDad in a Google search with a space and then whatever you're interested in. But even that, like if you just do CryptoDad Ledger, you're going to find a lot of stuff, you know, like recover, Ledger setup. Let's see what that gets us. Yeah, I mean, it did a pretty good job of hitting the high points. You could say like Ledger Live. Whoops. CryptoDad Ledger Live, and you should get quite a few hits, you know, because, you know, Google owns YouTube. So, of course, they're going to serve up hits on my YouTube channel in their search results. So that's one way. But, you know, sometimes I know people that are looking for something might stumble on like a 2 or 3 year old video, and I've done like updated versions of the exact video, like installing Ledger Live. I think this is the most recent one, but I did have some older ones that you probably, the interface is older, right? But anyway, that's one way of finding videos that I've done. on subjects that you're interested in. I mean, you could do something like Monero. Yeah, and you'll catch some Monero videos that I've done in the past. These look kind of old, actually. That's from 2018. I guess I don't want you to know about the new ones. Anywho, let's get back to where we were. We were greeting everybody. It's good to have everybody here tonight. John Snow, Amsterdam, Holland. Good to have you guys here tonight. For those of you new to the stream, I've got a lot of goodies in the description, what we're going to talk about. The agenda. I didn't update my agenda. Oops. Yeah, so I don't really have an agenda tonight. Tangem. Let's put that in there. Tangem is got some interesting stuff going on this month, and so we'll talk about that. Actually, the latest video is the Tangem wallet setup. I did a quick setup video and talked about their deals in May. So we can touch on that one tonight. Ledger Nano S, they're still offering the upgrade. So if you follow this link, and it is an official link, I had some people asking me, why isn't this on their homepage? And I don't know. I asked my Ledger rep, but she hasn't gotten back to me yet. But this is an official Ledger link. It has their URL, shop.ledger.com, but it's not on their homepage for some bizarre reason. Come on, Ledger. Ugh, are you kidding me? Okay, there it goes. Yeah, they don't have a link to the Ledger Nano S upgrade page on their homepage. I don't know why, but you can do it. If you have an old Ledger Nano S, you can run this verification check, connect your device, unlock it, and it will verify that you actually have a Ledger Nano S in your hand, and will qualify you for a 20% discount on any of their other hardware wallets. Like, you could get a Ledger STAX for 20% off. That's unbelievable, actually. They don't usually discount the STAX. Usually for the STAX, when they run deals, they throw in a charger, a wireless charger. But you still have to pay full retail. So if you have a Ledger Nano S and you want to get a new device, man, I encourage you, use this link. Enough about that. We talked about that. I've done some videos on that. The CryptoDad landing page is still active. If you don't own a Ledger Nano S, you can use my landing page and get like a $10 Bitcoin rebate for anything that you buy on their site. So that's going to go in perpetuity, as they say, right? Had a beginning, but it has no end, right? That's perpetuity. Okay, Trezor Safe 5, Tangem ring. Oh, and I think I put the Tangem, you can get a 15% discount on a Tangem wallet in May using my link or my checkout code. So if you go to Tangem, they've got this deal, the Bitcoin Pizza Day deal, right? And that's 7% off and free shipping if you buy their family pack. But you can just take that off and put in CryptoDad instead. And apply that, and you're going to get a 15% discount. Normally, my discount is 10%. I'm trying to figure out a way. It's like, if I do that and pull up the Bitcoin limited edition and then hit family pack, it always takes me back to these other ones. So I can't quite figure out how you get I guess the family pack only includes these two, which is kind of weird. It would be great if you could hit something else and get the family pack free shipping, but I haven't figured out how to do that. So yeah, but anyway, I mean, you could still get a free shipping. And also, I think Tangem, if you go to their homepage, and maybe it'll pop up, maybe it won't. If you sign up for their mailing list, you can get a 5%. There it is. If you put in your email and sign up for their mailing list, they'll give you 5% on top of whatever you're doing. So I don't know if that'll end up giving you 20% if you sign up for their mailing list and use my CryptoDad checkout code. I don't know. But anyway, Tangem's got some great stuff going on. I love Tangem. Great for beginners. I totally recommend the seedless option. Thank you so much, Joseph. I appreciate you. Every time you do that, I'm so glad to have you here. John Snow is here. I went to DCA into Bitcoin. I hear recurring buys on River is free after the first week, but is this true? I am not familiar with River. I mean, most of the people that do DCA that I know of use Coinbase. I think they have a way to sign up for DCA stands for dollar cost averaging, and you can do it manually. Just buy a certain amount every week or every month, whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever you're doing. Over time, as the market goes up and down, your dollar cost averaging purchases kind of even out in the end, right? That's but yeah, I'm not familiar with River. I don't know how that works. Yeah. And I did talk to Caleb and Brown. Great guys. They are a Bitcoin hodling firm for people that maybe self-custody isn't right for you. You might want to use a service like this where they will store your Bitcoin offline in using one of their digital offline solutions, and then they'll hold the crypto for you, and you can use them to manage it and sell it and swap it. I talked to them. They're a bunch of great guys, and probably going to do a video on how you get set up using Caleb and Brown. They gave me a link. They want me to set up an account. And so I'll do that, but I didn't get a chance to do that this week. Had a lot of stuff going on. But I did talk to them on Monday. They're based in Australia. Really nice guys. I've heard good things about them from people that I know. So look forward to that. I know I'm a self-custody guy, but, Anywho, let's jump into the news. I've been doing too much self-promotion here tonight, right? Not self-promotion, but hey, buy a wallet. I don't care what wallet you buy. Tangem, Ledger, Trezor, OneKey. I suggest you do self-custody, and I suggest if you're going to do self-custody, use a hardware wallet, cold storage. And all of those companies do cold storage. So I'm not going to tell you which wallet to buy, really, but I do encourage you to do self-custody and buy a wallet and learn how to use it, right? Anywho. Let's see. We got Bitcoin jumps above 97K. That was a couple days ago. It's, let's see, where are we at now? 96,266, right? Looked like on Friday, maybe Thursday or Friday, we were going to, break out over 100K. It didn't happen. But 97K is pretty good considering that back when Trump started talking about tariffs, the crypto market took a dive along with the rest of the markets and was down below 80,000. And here we are, Thursday of this week, Friday of this week, back up at 97K. So can't keep a good Bitcoin down. Traders are optimistic of a U.S.-China trade deal. Both sides are going to play hard to get, right? So that leaves a lot of uncertainty, but looks like China was making some statements that indicated they were willing to have some kind of trade deal compromise, right? Bitcoin is trading above 97K as optimism grows. despite skepticism about a deal being reached soon. Market observers see 100K Bitcoin as achievable, driven by strong liquidity, institutional demand, and speculative altcoin activity. AI tokens are gaining traction, with Kava Labs reaching 100K users, highlighting the appeal of decentralized and transparent AI platforms. So good news trading-wise, right? And let's see, over on Cointelegraph, basically the story is the same. Bitcoin hits new 10-week high as Trump demands rate cuts on U.S. jobs beat. So Trump is still talking trash about the Fed and interest rates, right? He wants the Fed to lower interest rates. I think every president wants the Fed to lower interest rates to help markets. You know, they just don't usually say it out loud, right? And Trump said it out loud. You know, I want the Fed to do this. It'd be good for us, good for the markets, and, you know, whatever. You know, he says a lot of things out loud. People don't like that generally, right? But yeah, Bitcoin joins stocks in preserving modestly higher levels on the day, while U.S. non-farm payrolls data show the labor market holding up better than expected, right? So just based on economic data late last week, we had this little bump in the crypto market. Looks good. There's the chart, looking good. Crested over 97K on non-farm payrolls. Okay, I'll take it. So you can check out those stories. I have them linked down below in the description. I think I forgot to mention that. But yeah, if you go in the description all the way to the bottom, you will see that I have all of these news stories linked, and you can check them out. Read them on your own if you want. This is an interesting story. The deputy director of the CIA was on Mike Pompilo. I never say his name right. Pompliano on his podcast, and was talking about Bitcoin, saying Bitcoin is here to stay, cryptocurrency is here to stay. As you know, more and more institutions are adopting it, and I think it's a great trend, one that this administration has obviously been leaning forward into. Basically, he's saying the U.S. should keep up with emergent technology, and specifically Bitcoin in this case. We don't want the U.S. to fall behind other countries. So a little bit of, you know, the warmongering, stirring the pot kind of rhetoric that we've always hear about China, our rivals, our adversaries. But in this case, they're saying the U.S. should keep up with technology and be more interested in Bitcoin. So this is good sort of for the market. It's positive adoption news, if you will, but it also runs a little bit contrary to the, let's see, I think they set it up here. Cyberpunk philosophy, right? The libertarian, hands off my currency stance of, you know, the original Bitcoin dudes, right? Bitcoin has changed a lot. The community has changed a lot over the years. I think there are a lot of people that are looking at Bitcoin as a safe haven and a good investment, as opposed to, you know, this anti-financial system, you know, I've lost my, I just can't get it out, right? A lot of people looked at Bitcoin as an alternate currency to the fiat Ponzi scheme that, you know, we're all sort of trapped in, right? But there's not a lot of the cyberpunk ethos. There is, but not as much, considering the number of people that are interested in Bitcoin now. But the CIA being into Bitcoin is good news and bad news, right? All right, let's go over here to another story. The Arizona governor has vetoed a bill passed by the legislature that was going to make Bitcoin, establish a Bitcoin reserve in Arizona. There have been several states that have tried to establish a Bitcoin reserve and have either failed in the legislature or been vetoed by their governor. But this is the latest one. There are still some states where it looks like Bitcoin might achieve some recognition. North Carolina's House passed the Digital Assets Investment Act on April 30th, allowing the state treasurer to invest up to 5% of certain funds in approved cryptocurrency. That bill is moved to the Senate. But the Arizona bill is DOA due to the governor vetoing the bill. So not great adoption news. It's amazing that these bills are even making it to the desk of the governor. This kind of stuff wouldn't have happened several years ago, right? So good news and bad news. Now, good adoption news. Apple has had a stranglehold on their App Store for many years, very strict, and not letting... hey, buddy. My son just popped in to say hello. Not letting app developers use alternate methods of payment for in-app purchases, right? But the court ruled that this was a monopoly, and they passed an injunction in 2021, which Apple tried to ignore, and now the court has come back and put its foot down. Apple must make changes effective immediately in their App Store policies to allow app developers to incorporate crypto or NFTs into their apps. And so now they can add external button that link to wallets and NFTs. And that's pretty cool. That's big adoption news. Apple being one of the biggest platforms for people to, on smartphones, So it was ruled that Apple can't control how developers design or place links that lead users to buy items outside the app. Apple also cannot exclude certain categories of apps and developers from obtaining link access. Following the court ruling, several crypto insider industry participants noticed that Apple guidelines were updated, with some claiming that the tone of the guidelines suggests they weren't too pleased with the ruling. Apple AppFigures co-founder and CEO Ariel Michelli said that people may find Apple's passive-aggressive language confusing. So Apple's not too happy that they're being forced to allow these crypto app developers to incorporate outside links. But hey, got to follow the law, right? And then the last news story I wanted to bring up, the EU is trying to banning anonymous crypto accounts and privacy coins by 2027. Europe will ban anonymous crypto accounts and privacy coins under sweeping new AML regulations targeting service providers and token anonymity. Under the new anti-money laundering regulation, credit institutions, financial institutions, and crypto asset service providers, or exchanges, will be prohibited from maintaining anonymous accounts or handling privacy-preserving cryptocurrencies such as Monero and Zcash. Now, this does not mean that they're going to be able to destroy decentralized privacy coins. Monero has been getting browbeat for years, getting delisted on exchanges, but it hasn't gone away. You'll still be able to use your Monero wallet, but it'll be hard to find Monero on centralized exchanges. And is that good or bad news for Monero? We'll see. Monero was designed to be a peer-to-peer way for people to privately transact with each other across the room or across the world. And so if I have a Monero wallet and you have a Monero wallet, we can still exchange value. And there are a lot of decentralized places where you can buy, sell, and swap Monero. But this is, the European Union is doing their best to stamp out financial privacy. So I wanted to share that story with you. Okay, let me catch up here. LECQB911. I don't know if that's a year well, I'm not going to say it. It is a brand that, or a model that Sig Sauer makes, but I won't say that out loud. Rex, if you had a Ledger Nano X, would you recommend buying a STAX Flex if it would require you buying two, since the storage for both are less than the X, and if so, why? Well, you can shuffle apps on and off. You don't necessarily need to have two devices to accommodate all of the crypto that you're managing. You can, if you're managing that much crypto, I would assume that you probably can handle shuffling apps on and off the device. This was one of the reasons that I moved to the X, because I was tired of doing shuffling apps on and off my Ledger Nano S back in 2018. But it's not rocket science. You can still do it. So basically what I'm saying is that if your device is apps are full, let me get this going here. And this is my Ledger STAX. It doesn't have as much app storage space as the Ledger Nano X, which you've pointed out. But you can easily go into apps installed and delete one app if you want to. Like I could go in there and delete the Exchange app, but you're talking more about crypto. But let's say I wanted to uninstall Cosmos to make room for another app. This does not destroy your Cosmos wallet. Or account. You could still have the Cosmos account over here, right? And it's not going to destroy the account. It'll just remove the app from the device. And then you can install an app that you might want to use right away, right? Like, say, the Monero app or whatever it happens to be. And then when you're done using the Monero app, you can reinstall Cosmos, right? It's not going to destroy your wallet to delete and reinstall the app, right? Because they're all based on the master private key of the device. I know it's a little bit of a pain, but why go out and buy a $250 or a $399 device just because there's two extra apps that you want to manage, when all you have to do is shuffle apps on and off, right? I know a lot of people get all bent out of shape over the fact that the STAX and the Flex don't have as much app storage space as the Ledger Nano X. The reason why this is because they have used space on the secure element chip to drive the secure screen. This is one of the most secure screens on the market, one of the most secure touch screens on the market. You may not be aware of this, but a lot of other crypto hardware wallets use coprocessors on their touch screens. Not quite as secure. Now, this whole security business, when we talk about crypto hardware wallet, scares a lot of people, but most of these security vulnerabilities, when it comes to, say, a coprocessor or a vulnerability in the hardware, are only valid when you're talking about an attacker having physical access to your device. So if you got your device at home, it's not a problem, right? And there are what people would talk about supply chain attacks, where maybe a nefarious retailer is like trying to upload malicious firmware on the device that's going to steal your crypto. All these attacks are exceedingly rare. Although it's something to be concerned about, it's really not a deal breaker. I'm kind of talking in circles here. But the reason why the STAX and the Flex have less storage than the Ledger Nano X is because of their secure screen technology, which takes up extra space on the secure element chip OS, right? There's only a certain amount of space there. And why they haven't gotten a redesigned secure element chip, I don't know. It's something that, they're buying these chips from third parties. So, they're a small, relatively small company. When compared to credit card companies, Ledger is, a small company. And for them to go to, advanced microchips that make secure element chips and say, look, I want you to make a bigger, better secure element chip so, we'll have more app storage. That's something that, is, very expensive. These secure element chip companies have invested billions of dollars in their secure element chips. They're proprietary, secret by design. So a lot of people, Ledger, why can't they just make a bigger, better secure element chip? They don't make them. Secure Micro makes their chips. And the research and development required to go into designing a brand new chip, redesigning it, and then actually printing it is like on the order of years. Like that's a 3 or 4 year process. Right, so maybe that's in the works, I don't know. But anyway, most people only need Ethereum and Solana and Bitcoin, and so they don't run into this problem. So really the big problem that, with people not being happy with the amount of space on the device are power users, right? And I know the power user should be their number one, but really making a secure hardware wallet that is available to the masses really is what they're after. Anyway, I know too much about this stuff, don't I? But I have personally run into this. Hey, I just ran out of space on my Ledger STAX and I had to shuffle apps. And, it is kind of a step backward. So I get it. I understand. Anyhow, I don't know if that answered your question or not. The best hardware wallet is the one that works for you, MK. Yes. Good. Thank you, Dan, for that. Which hardware wallet do I like the most? I just talked about several hardware wallets, and I can't tell you which hardware wallet to buy. I know it would be great if you could just go, hey, CryptoDad told me to buy this wallet. But that's problematic in that I don't know what wallet's right for you because I have no idea what your level of expertise is. And then when it fails or you accidentally reveal your seed phrase or something like that, and then you come back at me and say, oh, you told me to buy this. I get that a lot. That's why I don't recommend which wallets to buy. I just give you all the information and let you make your own decision so you can't blame me if you buy the wrong wallet. I know. I know that's selfish of me, right? But I do demos. I give you information. I try to give you as much tutorial. For every wallet out there, I have tutorials and setup videos. But to say, hey, Rex, tell me which wallet to buy, that's kind of antithetical to the crypto mindset, right? The crypto is all about self-responsibility. It's not about, hey, tell me what to do. And you tell me what to do, and then I'll go do it. And then if things don't work out for me, I got somebody to blame, right? Somebody that recommended I do this. Being facetious tonight. Crashity old man. Okay. Did I finish the news? Yeah, I did. I finished the news. Okay. All right. I'm going through the questions now, aren't I? No one knows where Bitcoin is going. However, history tells us that it's higher, right? Because Bitcoin back in 2017 hit 20,000, and after that it had Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, and we were down around 3,000 towards the end of 2018. So short term, we had ups and downs, right? But here we are in 2025, and we're talking about Bitcoin, whether it's going to be up below or above 100 grand. So 20,000, we haven't seen 20,000 since 2020, 5 years ago, right? So long run, Bitcoin is usually on an uptrend, right? Long run. Yeah. The last time Bitcoin crashed was about 10 weeks ago, right? And that crash took us down below 80, right? We haven't seen Bitcoin crash down to 20,000 in quite a while. So, long-term Bitcoin is usually going up. MK doesn't like ledgers since they're not open source. I really don't want to touch on that. Whatever's right for you. Go get yourself an open source wallet, right? Ledger's the number one wallet. Ledger uses secure element chips that are secret by design. Every hardware wallet company that's worth its salt uses secure element chips that are not open source. Yeah. All of the wallet companies out there that claim to be open source, that use secure element chips, are being disingenuous when they say that they are open source. Even Trezor, which has probably the biggest commitment to open source, uses a secure element chip that is not 100% open source. It's really, you can't really avoid it. This whole idea that the crypto wallet should be open source is not really valid, right? When we're dealing with a security device, do we want open source to be the philosophy behind a crypto hardware wallet? Maybe a giant software project like Debian Linux should be open source, but do we really want a crypto device that secures our crypto to be open source? Do we really want people discovering vulnerabilities, reporting them, and then waiting for a patch to come out? That's how open source works. Is that what kind of hardware wallet you want? A wallet that is secure one day, and then after they discover a vulnerability, it's now insecure until it gets patched. And then between the time it gets reported and the time it gets patched, you've got a wallet that's insecure until there's a patch, and then you update the patch. I'm getting off track here, but yeah, I've been over this for the last 3 or 4 years now. I don't believe that open source is a valid platform for a crypto hardware wallet. They should be secure by design, just like they should be secret, security through secrecy, just like your credit card chip, your passport chip. All of those things are embed security by secrecy. That's what secure element chips are. Secret by design. Right. Anywho, their software is open source, but not the secure element chips. Did you see the new Elapol X card? No, I have not. I haven't done. I saw that. Cyber Scrilla did a new Elapol X card. I'm not sure. Well, it's a pre-order. I'll have to look into it. Look at this. EAL6 secure element. That means it's not open source, right? If it has EAL6 plus security, that means that the secure element chip has been tested by third party and given an EAL6 plus rating, which is really good, but it's not open source. That's what secure element chips do. They provide security. I don't see where it has it here. They don't really talk about it specifically. No, I haven't looked into this card. I don't know what it's all about, to be honest with you. But I'll check into it. Thanks for explaining, clarifying how to shuffle apps on and off. Yeah, that's true. It's a pain. I get it. I personally am managing more crypto on my STAX than apps that will fit on it. So I totally get where you're at with that. It's a hassle. And when they came out with the Ledger Nano X in 2018, I thought, oh, I'll never have to shuffle apps again. And now we're back to this. But I wouldn't. For me, that's a trade-off I'm willing to live with for the ease of use. And, you know, I'm an old guy. You know, I don't like staring at the teeny tiny little screen on a Ledger Nano X, even though it has lots of storage space, and using these ganky little buttons to approve transactions. I'd rather use a beautiful touch screen that I can read. It also makes it much easier to do restores and initial setups. Believe me, I've dealt with a lot of people that just don't know what to do next on a Ledger Nano X because it's just the interface is so foreign to their experience. Like we are spoiled by touchscreens, and so now Ledger has a touchscreen. Okay, let me see. Oh, I did want to you know what? Let me do a little bit of moving crypto. I keep telling you, hey, I'm going to move some crypto around. So let's see if I can move some crypto around. Let me get this thing going here. Let's move some crypto from my Tangem wallet. Now, I usually get some affiliate revenue in Tron-based Tether, which is great if you're in Europe or Asia, but nobody in the U.S. really supports Tron that much. I think you can actually. I think Kraken supports Tron, but Kraken has its pros and cons. One of the things I don't like about Kraken is that I cannot withdraw U.S. dollar coin immediately. It always takes at least. I'm sorry. I cannot withdraw to my bank cash to my bank account immediately. They make me wait a business day at least. Whereas on Coinbase, I can withdraw cash immediately for a price. But sometimes, like, I need that money right now. So let's just go through that scenario. Like, hey, I know my phone bill is going to come in, which is like $300, and I've only got $200 in my bank account, and I don't want to, and that comes in every month on a certain date. So I know, okay, look, I got to get some money in my bank account right away because I don't want an overdraft fee, right? So I need that money in my bank right now. So how am I going to do that? Right? I've got some crypto in my Tangem wallet. So what I'd like to do is withdraw this US dollar coin into my Coinbase account and get it in my bank account right away. Now, mind you, I'm going to have to pay some fees to do this, but I would rather pay, you know, a little bit. Well, let's say it's going to cost me $10 in fees, which we'll see how this goes. That overdraft fee is like $30. So I want to avoid a $30 overdraft fee by getting this money in my bank account as quick as I can. All right. So yeah, it's going to cost me, But let's see how it works with Tangem. And I've got some base US dollar coin in my Tangem wallet. So let's go to Coinbase and say, okay, I want to make a deposit. Going to receive crypto. What am I going to receive? Well, I'm going to receive US dollar coin, right? And which network am I going to use? Well, I'm going to use Base, right? Because it's in Base format. And there's the address. They're going to give me the address, right? Now, they've also got a QR code there. So let's take this Base coin, this Base US dollar coin. Base is the network that was created by Coinbase, actually, or Circle, their parent company. Let's just do 100. I'm going to tap that little icon. So let me show you what I did there. So I'm in my US dollar coin account. I hit send. And now I need a receiving address. So I'm going to tap the little QR code icon there. And I'll scan that QR code. Right? And it didn't work. I think we tried this before. What was the problem? Let's try that again. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay. All right, so how am I going to get around this one? All right, so what I'll do, I'll hit send. Wait a minute. Okay, I need to do it over here. So I'm going to take this address and I'm going to email it to myself, right? So I can check it on my phone. So let's do that. Let's compose an email to myself. And address. I got my cap locks on for some bizarre reason. Let's paste in that address. Oh. Okay. It's yeah, it's there. Let's try this one. Paste as plain text. There we go. Okay. All right, now I sent it, right? So let's go over to my phone. Let's go back to Coinbase here. So let's go to my phone. Let's check my email. All right, there's that address. All right, let's see if this can... I don't know why it's... Okay. There we go. We'll copy it. All right, now let's do this. See if this will work. Let's do this send again. And paste in that address. Not a valid address. Oh, I see. Well, it's got 2 zeros in the front of it. That's why. If I can get it over there. There. Whew. Okay. That's kind of a hassle. I don't know why the QR code thing didn't work, but it didn't. So I'm live. I don't have time to like philosophize about it. All right. So, boy, and I need to get that money in my bank right now, right away, as soon as possible. All right. So let's send 110. I got my phone here. I got my card here. I'll tap next. It's going to want Face ID. So I got to look at it. All right. Now it wants the card. So we'll lift the card. All right. And there's 2 little dimple. It's kind of a click. It's kind of a dimple click. Let's hit that. All right. So off it goes pretty quick, right? And let's see what happens over on Coinbase. How long is it going to take to hit Coinbase? Oh, okay. Maybe not as fast as I thought it was going to hit. Or I just, okay. Or I just lost $100. No, I didn't. All right, so what I need to get this in my bank account right now. All right, so let's hit convert. Let's go over here. And we need to switch, right, from US dollar coin to US wallet, right? Let's hit max. All right. This is converting my US dollar coin to US dollar. I get a lot of people that ask me, how do I withdraw from my crypto wallet directly to my bank? You cannot do that. Crypto wallet does not hold US dollars. Crypto wallets hold crypto or stablecoin. They do not hold US dollar. So you cannot withdraw from your crypto wallet to your bank until that day that the bank will accept Bitcoin directly. You can't do that. That's why I'm here on Coinbase. I can deposit the stable coin in my Coinbase account, and now I am selling it for dollars, right? Luckily for me, because it's in US dollar coin format, and US dollar coin is a product of Circle, the parent company of Coinbase, I don't have to pay any fees to convert US dollar coin to US dollar. So let's hit place order. Now, it didn't cost me that much. Or, come on, place order. Oh, come on. God. Ugh. Come on. All right. Ugh. Yeah, you gotta watch out for those max. Like when you do max, sometimes it gets quirky. I don't know why, because it didn't calculate the fee right or whatever it didn't do right. So I backed off $1. All right, so we got $109 in our bank, in our US dollar account, right? So and I still have $1. I still have $1 in US dollar coin. So if we look at my transfer, it's not showing up here yet. It didn't cost me that much to transfer it from my Tangem wallet to Coinbase because it was on the Base network. Very cheap and fast, right? It didn't cost me anything to convert US dollar coin to US dollar. Now, because I need that money in my bank account right now, when we make this withdrawal, now I can send it to my Chase account for free, but it takes 1 to 3 business days. Now, if I do this on a weekday in the morning, the money will probably be in my bank account by early afternoon. If I do it on a Saturday or a Sunday, the money might be in my account on Monday in the morning. It might not be in the account until later in the afternoon. Sometimes I might not see the money in my account until Tuesday morning. There's no guarantee, right? Because it says 1 to 3 business days. So I can choose to do it as instant, right? And if I do it instant, it's going to cost me $1.91. $1.91 is not that bad compared to a $30 overdraft that I'm worried about, right? I'm not, but I am, right? This is a hypothetical scenario. But I've had this happen, the rent check is going to clear. I better make sure I have enough money. I just paid my power bill and I just realized there's not enough money in the bank. Whatever the case may be where I need to get the money in my bank right away. I can't wait a business day. I can't wait several hours. I need it right now. This is what I do, right? We get the money in Coinbase, whether it's Bitcoin, Solana, stablecoin. You can deposit Tether in Coinbase, but they charge you a lot of Ethereum fees for that when you convert. So US dollar coin is really good. If you're holding US dollar coin, Coinbase is a great place to deposit and convert to US dollar because they don't charge you any fees for it. All right, so there it is. Instant. I'll hit withdraw now. I have my security key, which is my Ledger STAX. I love this Ledger STAX. It does security key. All right, so if I hit security key and hit next, right, pulls the security key app up, and all I have to do now is authorize, right? Hit that, boom, it's on its way, right? I kind of like that better than Google Authenticator because Google Authenticator is a little more cumbersome. I have to type in the letters, read them off my phone. When I'm sitting here at my house and I have my ledger STAX connected, using the STAX as my passkey is pretty slick. I like it. Right, and there it goes. I'm not going to show you my banking app, but I will just look at it here real quick and confirm that, oh, I just received a transfer from Coinbase for $107.09. Right? In my bank right now. Added to my balance. It's pretty good. It's not bad at all. Secure element chip, yes. Trezor Model 1, I think, doesn't have a secure element chip. You are correct. The Trezor Model 1 does not have a secure element chip. The architecture is completely open source, and it is not a fully secure platform because it has been hacked, because it's completely open source. Now, I'm not saying that it's an insecure wallet to use. If you're at home, right? All the hardware vulnerabilities require physical access to the device. But the device has been hacked. You can look it up on the internet. There are people that have hacked the Trezor Model 1 because its architecture is completely open source. The bad guys can see how it works just as easily as the good guys. And that's why Trezor, I mean, they still sell it, which kind of surprises me. But that's why Trezor now has the Trezor Safe 3 and the Trezor Safe 5 that incorporate secure element chips, because they need to stay competitive in the field of modern crypto hardware wallets. The Trezor Safe 1 came out in like 10 years ago. If you want to use a Trezor Safe 1, more power to you. It wouldn't be my first choice because of the open architecture and because it's just got that silly button interface that I don't like anymore. I don't use Ledger Nano S. I don't like using my Ledger Nano X because of this tiny little screen and these ganky little buttons. That's just me. I'm just an old guy. I want a touch screen. Is that so wrong? But yes, you are correct. There is no secure element chip in the Trezor Safe 1. Is that what they call it? Model 1. Trezor Model 1. Pardon me. Yeah, if we're talking about Trezor. So they do have that you can still get the Model 1 for $50. I'm not saying it's insecure. I'm just saying it's not as secure and usable as their go-to flagship model, which is the Trezor Safe 5. Trezor Safe 3 is cool. A lot of people like the Trezor Safe 3 more than the Trezor Safe 5. They say, oh, I really don't need the touchscreen, and the Trezor Safe 3 has a secure element chip, and the buttons work just fine for me. And they can, the screen works fine. But both the Trezor, can we do this? Yeah. Secure element chip protected, right? Their go-to devices have secure element chips. The Trezor Model 1, which if you're on a budget or whatever, does not. It's open architecture, right? But all of the Tangem line and all of the Ledger line have secure element chip. Even the older Ledger Nano S has always had a secure element chip, but it's an outdated secure element chip, and they don't sell it anymore, right? They can they see all products? Yeah, they don't sell the Ledger Nano S anymore. Its replacement is the Ledger Nano S Plus, which has an updated secure element chip. And yeah. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be like rude or facetious when it comes to this whole open source controversy. But a lot of FUD was circulating about Ledger based on the fact that they weren't fully open source, when it's kind of a disingenuous argument when you consider that every other crypto wallet out there worth its salt also employs secure element chip. Anywho, wanted to I've got what do you call this? Peacock. So I was going to check out this Kentucky Derby, and hope you guys too. Thanks for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Kenny, thank you so much for the news. Thank you, Dan, for being here and moderating. I really appreciate you. Joseph, thank you so much for your generous donation. Thank you, everyone that asked questions. If you asked a question and I didn't answer it, please shoot me an email. I'll do my very best to answer your email, thecryptodad@gmail.com. All of that is down in the description if you want to shoot me an email. I would appreciate it, and I don't want you to walk away from the live stream frustrated that I didn't see your question. So go ahead and shoot me an email if I didn't get your question answered. I will be here again next week. Whoops, let's see where we got here. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my very best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you guys again soon.